Well, well, well. Look who's back for more Adventure Time facts. We're happy to see ya. We've got even more outrageous information about distant lands, this time specifically concerning the latter half of the miniseries. Yep, that's behind the scenes info and lots of trivia specifically about Together Again and Wizard City, so you know it's gonna be an emotional, magical time. Let's dilly-dally no longer and get right into things. Number 1. Mickey Brewster is the supervising director of Adventure Time Distant Lands. Number 2. Episode 3, Together Again, pulls a little fake out at the beginning, starting things off with the classic Adventure Time theme and a title card done up in the style of the original series. The card reads Finn and Jake. There's a whole lot of unused space down below. I wonder what that could be about. Number 3. This title card is the first time that the name Finn has been written on one since the episode Finn the Human. Number 4. Jake loves ice cream, which is probably why they're inside that ice cream cavern being chased around. He first showed off his love for the frozen treat in the episode The Pods when talking about the ice cream marathon. I still wonder if that means that he's eating ice cream while running a marathon or if he has to eat a marathon's worth of ice cream. Number 5. Finn is carrying his golden sword of battle, aka Scarlet, at the beginning of this episode, calling back to the first couple seasons where he wielded this weapon most of the time. Its red gemmed pommel, busted up blade, and leather wrapped handle are super nostalgic. Number 6. Finn still has that little computer somewhere in his body, causing his voice to become auto-tuned from time to time. He shows this off while talking with Jake about ice cream flavors. This ability was first debuted in the Adventure Time episode The Jiggler. Number 7. Jeremy Shada returns as Finn. He voiced Finn throughout the entire original run of Adventure Time. Number 8. John DiMaggio makes his glorious return as Jake, as well as some additional voices. Number 9. Jake says a lot of interesting stuff about the 50 flavor ice cream, like,
"This ice cream is so good, you have to sprinkle dirt in it just so your mind can handle it." No, man, you can't just munch it down like any old snack. You gotta give it time.
These are all references to death and also the 50th Dead World. Number 10. The ice cream tunnel is hidden inside of one of the snowy peaks of the Ice Kingdom, naturally. Where else would ice cream stay good for so long? Number 11. In the hallway in Ice King's lair, as Finn goes about saving LSP and Turtle Princess, there's a book in the background called 1000 Years of Tears. Whether this is autobiographical or simply a sad piece of reading material is up to interpretation. Number 12. As Finn swings from the scale-like contraption, you can also see that the snail is back. He's right on the log above the yellow-green stool. This is interesting, as Adam Muto claimed that Distant Lands would be snail-free to represent a clean break from the original series. This could be an exception, as this part is done up in the style of an original Adventure Time episode, within the bigger episode. Number 13. The first book Finn sees thrown by the library worms is called Mind Games, perhaps a hint at what's really going on in the moment. Number 14. Inside the bird's nest atop the treehouse, the skeletons of Dirt Beer Guy, Abracadaniel, Meow, Lemongrab, Mr. Pig, and even the snail can be seen. Who knew snails could have skeletons? Number 15. Old Finn is voiced by David Bradley, well known for his role as Argus Filch in the Harry Potter series of movies. Number 16. Finn definitely followed in the footsteps of his role model Billy. Check out the similarities between their beards, long, flowing, and white. Funnily enough, the beard perfectly covers where Finn's Jake tattoo is on his chest, although you can see parts of it poking through. Number 17. Alongside Finn when he wakes up from the hallucination are old Charlie the Duck, wearing his Charlie Brown t-shirt as per usual, and old Donnie. Some good throwbacks here for sure. Number 18. The parasites causing folks to reminisce look a whole lot like Finn's Night Sword from Season 10, down to the color scheme and the eye. Number 19. When Mr. Fox tells Finn that he can be any past version of himself in the Dead World, Finn briefly becomes Shoko, the one-armed thief that was eventually reincarnated into Finn, first seen in the Adventure Time episode The Vault. Number 20. However, in this episode we see Shoko with both arms for the first time. Number 21. Finn also transforms into a pile of candy goop, the blue butterfly, and his baby form, before returning to his recognizable teenage self. Love a good old fourth wall break. Number 22. When Finn first sees Tiffany, his face quadruples, displaying 4 contrasting emotions: anger, sadness, shock, and happiness. I guess that's just part of being any version of himself. Number 23. Tiffany is voiced by Aryan Simhadri, yes, from the new Percy Jackson show in this episode, although Tiffany has gone through a few voice actors over the years. Because he's so young sounding, voice actors tend to age out of being able to play Tiffany. In the past, Tiffany's been voiced by Colin Dean and Vincenzo Rauso. Number 24. New Death, being the radical cool guy he is, drinks boba for dudes. That's right, it's for dudes. You'll see cans of this all over his lair. Number 25. The first Dead World, where Choose Goose is trapped, is similar to the fourth pit of hell in Dante's Inferno. In the fourth circle, souls of greed are consumed in a pit of smelting gold and they claw their way to escape, only to be swept back into it. Sure, there's no boiling hot precious metal to be seen here, but to wallow in whatever that gray goop is can't be very nice. Plus, everyone tries to grab onto Finn in order to escape, and this is a futile task. Number 26. It could alternatively be interpreted as the ninth circle of hell, where doomed souls drown forever in an icy lake. Let me know which one you think it is down in the comments. Number 27. Finn runs into his adoptive parents while searching the different dead worlds for Jake. Joshua is voiced by Kent Osborne and Margaret is voiced by Maria Bamford. Number 28. Inside their home, which stands out quite a bit from the landscape, there are a handful of recognizable items from Adventure Time. One major one is the Demon Blood Sword, now broken, hung up upon the wall by the front door. You might remember this particular weapon from the Adventure Time episode The Pit, where Joshua is shown creating the weapon. Finn receives it in the episode Dad's Dungeon, but it is snapped in half during the episode Playdate. Number 29. Finn's other dog brother, Jermaine, is also staying at this Dead World home. Jermaine first appeared in the Adventure Time episode Crystals Have Power. Number 30. Jermaine, known for painting mostly abstract art in the past, has diversified his skill set. In this episode, he's painting family portraits. Number 31. When Jake first appears in a golden light above Finn, he calls him Fern. This, while not what Finn wants to hear, is technically correct, as Fern is the result of the Finn sword and the grass sword, both once part of Finn, coming together as one being. Number 32. A classic Finn scream occurs when the Undertakers arrive and interrupt his reunion with Jake. Number 33. New Death is voiced by Chris Fleming, comedian, musician, and my personal favorite, voice actor for Cesar in Big Top Burger. Number 34. New Death is the only known cosmic entity known to be made via procreation between two other cosmic entities. I wonder if any more will come to be. Number 35. New Death pushes a banana guard in the 50th Dead World, one with glorious hair. Finn calls out, "Don't push Bushi," meaning that this is either the banana guard who was once host to the supposed alien, or Bushi himself stuck around after his appearance in High Strangeness and somehow made it to the 50th Dead World. Number 36. Scammers who prey on the elderly exist in the land of Ooh, as evidenced by Finn lamenting that he's just another easy-to-scam old guy. You have to wonder how they do it without the advent of cell phones and Facebook groups. Number 37. Another duo who made it to the 50th Dead World would be Ghost Princess and her love Clarence. They both ended up as wandering ghosts after Ghost Princess fell to Clarence in battle, but Finn and Jake helped them rediscover each other and ascend to the 50th Dead World. It's nice to see them so happy together, even after all these years and sinking into first Dead World mud. Number 38. Maya, the Sky Witch, ended up in the first Dead World with the rest of the worst, including Tree Trunks' ex, Wyatt. Number 39. Speaking of Tree Trunks, this episode is dedicated to the memory of her voice actor, Polly Lou Livingston, as well as Miguel Ferrer, who plays Death, and crew members Michael Lyman and Maureen Milanarchek. Number 40. Livingston passed away a few months before the episode was aired, but she had already recorded her lines, meaning that this was her final role. Number 41. Life appears to be a creature consisting of many snakes, but usually takes the form of two. The way that the snakes are positioned is reminiscent of the caduceus, the twin snaked staff with wings originating in ancient Greece. Caduceus means herald's wand and is often associated with the Greek god Hermes. It's considered a badge of diplomatic ambassadors and can be seen as a symbol of commerce, eloquence, alchemy, thievery, and lying. Number 42. She could also be designed based on the Aztec goddess Coatlicue, giver and taker of life. Two snakes for a face and all. Number 43. Speaking of the caduceus, the staff that life makes for Finn and Jake, the Kiss of Life, looks a little bit like a one-snaked version of the Herald's Wand. Number 44. The Kiss of Life could also be based on the Rod of Asclepius. In Greek mythology, Asclepius was the first healer, patron of doctors, and the one who discovered how to revive the dead, or conquer death, which is what the kiss does. Number 45. Corinne Kempa voices life. You might recognize her as the voice of the Orlesian bard Leilana from the Dragon Age series of games. Number 46. Life takes lumps of clay and imbues them with souls on a pottery wheel. This is a take on an ancient myth, the idea that creator gods imbued primordial material with the stuff needed to sustain life. Sumerian, Babylonian, and Abrahamic tales all have examples of this sort of life-giving. Number 47. Upon hearing that New Death is canceling reincarnation, Life goes on a petite French tirade, saying essentially, after all I did for that boy, after all I did for him, no, it's not possible, no, that makes me so mad, but it's not possible. Number 48. When Finn dons his Shoko form once again, Jake decides to accompany him in the form of Shoko's tiger. All the more proof that they are indeed reincarnations of these characters and that they're destined to be tied together. Number 49. Shoko's voice actor, Isabel Furman, also plays the role of Esther in the Orphan movies. She's Clove in the Hunger Games too. Number 50. Wyatt is the worst, as evidenced by his treatment of tree trunks throughout Adventure Time. He has solidly earned his way into the first and worst Dead World. Number 51. Wyatt is voiced by Andrew Daly, known for his roles in comedies like Semi-Pro and She's Out of My League. Number 52. The Undertakers at Death's Palace are all playing a tournament fighter video game in the background. It looks a whole lot like Street Fighter, but who doesn't have that? Number 53. Finn dons his Jake suit to help fight New Death. Apparently, the duo has gotten better at using it since its first appearance in the Adventure Time episode Jake Suit. No tears here. Number 54. The Lich makes his triumphant return and is revealed to be the malevolent force behind the deletion of different Dead Worlds. Number 55. When Jake is rummaging through Finn's backpack, the shirt with a pocket from It Came from the Nightosphere is among the tossed out items. Number 56. Hellboy himself, Ron Perlman, returns to voice the Lich one more time. What a legend. Number 57. New Death pulls some moves very reminiscent of Death in Puss in Boots: The Last Wish. Both of these life enders wield some form of sickle as their primary weapon, as do many characterizations of Death, and they both carve out little energy arenas to do combat in. Number 58. Ice King's insistence that someone got hit in the boing-loings comes to fruition years down the line. After desperately insisting that someone got hit in the boing-loings as a form of distraction in the episode Hitman, all the way back in 2011, Jake yells out, "You don't got the boing-loings," and hits Finn in the, you guessed it, boing-loings. Number 59. During Finn and Jake's fight for the right to kill New Death, they take on a bunch of previous life forms, like Shoko's Tiger Pal, a creature resembling Jake's alien dad, and Lumpy Space Finn. Number 60. Tumbleweeds come flying out of New Death's body when he's defeated, really doubling down on that cowboy aesthetic. Number 61. The Kiss of Life's snake wrap ends up biting its own tail, becoming an Ouroboros. This ancient symbol represents the cycle of life and death, which is funny considering Life created this weapon to end New Death's reign, also kickstarting Mr. Fox's new career as a pillow-wielding skeleton. Number 62. Mr. Fox's voice actor, Tom Herpich, has worked as a storyboard artist on a variety of Cartoon Network shows, from Adventure Time to Summer Camp Island to Over the Garden Wall. Number 63. Mr. Fox saying Quick Brown Fox is a reference to the widely known pangram. The quick brown fox jumps over the lazy dog. That's every letter in the alphabet used in one sentence. Number 64. No matter what, it just seems like the Lich will always return via his hand. Even after New Death bites the big one, the Lich tries to curry favor with Mr. Fox before getting blasted off into the abyss. Number 65. Everyone gets hypoallergenic pillows. All Mr. Fox wanted from the very start was his own hypoallergenic pillow. So when he takes over, it seems that everyone ascending back to their proper Dead Worlds gets one. Good sleeps for all. Number 66. The title card returns twice during the episode and finishes off with a reference to the title of the episode itself. Finn and Jake are together again. A fitting end to their time as brothers and best friends, but now it's time for some reincarnation. Number 67. The episode ends on a throwback Cartoon Network logo, with Finn dancing and exclaiming, "This party is so crazy!" This line comes from a candy party in the episode The Enchiridion. It was used as such starting in Season 2 and went on until the end of the series. Number 68. Like we mentioned in the last episode, Distant Lands was only supposed to be 3 episodes. Wizard City became an extra episode along with the last one to be made. Number 69. Wizard City seems to start at around the same time as Obsidian, as we see Choose Goose with his banned moisturizers, just how Glass Boy saw him. It's raining too. Number 70. Wizard City, the location, was first seen in the Adventure Time episode Reign of the Gunters, where Ice King heads down to pick up a magic wishing eye. Other appearances include Wizards Only Fools, Betty, Thanks for the Crab Apples Giuseppe, Bespoken For, and of course, Wizard City. Number 71. Wizards are potentially their very own species. Yep. Even though there are a wide variety of magic users in OO, wizards appear to be in a class of their very own. Wizard City being so exclusive is definitely a sign of this. Number 72. Song Wizard, or Con Wizard, is a very rare wizard indeed, as the real-world Enchiridion claims that most wizards are tone-deaf, so good for him. Number 73. Song Wizard's voice actor, Anthony Stewart Head, played the character Rupert Giles on the cult classic TV series Buffy the Vampire Slayer. He's also in the movie Repo the Genetic Opera. Number 74. Plenty of fun wizard lore is to be found floating around, like signs looking for apprentice mages, with their own cars, rights for familiars, and a banner that reads "Vote No on Sacrificial Freedom Bill." Wonder what that last one's all about. Number 75. Wizarts, the wizarding school in Wizard City, is named after CalArts, the school where plenty of Cartoon Network employees, including Adventure Time creator Pendleton Ward, studied. Number 76. Abracadaniel has a niece, Kadabra. Good to know that goofy naming conventions run in the family. Number 77. Kadabra's pockets are full of playing cards. Classic stage magic props. She's always doing sleight of hand tricks, which is kind of off-putting to the rest of the wizards in Wizard City. Number 78. When the Great Gum War is brought up, it's implied that Peppermint Butler was the cause of it. This is technically true, as Pep's getting got by the Dum Dum juice was the thing that pushed Bubblegum over the edge and made her declare war. However, he was the victim of an attempted assassination, not an active instigator of war. Number 79. Wizart's big logo is a combo of a W and an A. Pretty cool, right? Number 80. There's a student at the Wizards auditions that looks an awful lot like Life from Together Again. Twin-headed snake. Perhaps another cosmic entity offspring. Number 81. Pep does a Nightosphere ritual for his audition, using the same smiley face as Finn way back when he summoned Hunts and Abadir at Marcy's place. Pep only summons a sentient flame though. Number 82. In the Skink dorm, Kadabra has a lot of stuff already set up. She sleeps in a magic box, one that usually someone would get cut in half in, has a bird cage, and has been practicing on her typewriter. Number 83. Bufo is voiced by SNL alum and famed comedian Bill Hader. Bufo is usually voiced by Steve Little, with the tiny tadpoles inside of him being voiced by Tom Kenny. Number 84. In class, Pep pulls out a set of opera glasses, aka theater binoculars or Galilean binoculars. These have been used by folks at opera performances to get a better look at the stage for years. Something between a 3 to 5 times magnification is preferred to keep the image stable and to ensure that there's a large enough field of view. What a fancy lad. Number 85. Enchantment is taught by Life-Giving Magus, who first appeared in Mystery Dungeon. He also brought Finn's hat to life. Remember Little Dude? Number 86. Speaking of Little Dude, he's an adjunct professor. He and Dimension Wizard are toit, which is funny considering Life-Giving Magus is the one who brought him to life in the first place. Number 87. Kadabra pulls the 10 of Swords tarot card in Divination class. This card indicates the ending of something, whether it be a relationship, job, or a project. This card represents the sudden end to a situation. There's nowhere else to go, it's over. Any difficulties with the ending will only be temporary, so take heart in that. This is probably foreshadowing to the end of the cult of Kokentepe, and the death of a lot of teachers. Number 88. Ron James teaches at Wizarts, first seen in Wizards Only Fools. He owns Ron James's Spell Palace and sells all sorts of magic items and potions. I guess tenure was a huge pull though. Number 89. The walls of Brew, where what they're serving is definitely not coffee, are covered in interesting lore, like newspaper articles about the shop, with other headlines being cut off. One particularly interesting one is Peppermint Traitor, likely referring to Peppermint Butler's dabbling in the dark arts. Also, there's an award for most inspired drink, Coco Tepid. Now that's foreshadowing. Number 90. The snail is back once again. It's just hanging out behind a tiny door in Bufo's office. Number 91. Pep's little photo album is full of longtime Adventure Time characters like Hunts and Abadir, Cinnamon Bun, Death, Jake, and even PB, although she and Peppermint Butler are wearing luchador masks in that photo, so no guarantees. Number 92. In a photo, Peppermint Butler's cake is topped with over 55 candles, but something tells me that he's more than 55 years old by a long shot. Number 93. Abracadaniel wears a sweater, rainbow-colored of course, that reads Cantrip. This is a reference to the no-cost utility spells of the same name from Dungeons & Dragons. Seems like something Abracadaniel would find useful. Number 94. Kadebra's mom is named Mom Debra. I guess she knew what she would be when she grew up from the start. Number 95. Blaine shouts, "Stop right there, criminal scum," when he finds Pep in a dumpster. This is a reference to an oft-heard quote from Imperial Guards in the video game Elder Scrolls IV: Oblivion. Number 96. When Dr. Caledonius yells, "Yes, more weight," as the Kokentepi-infused Pep is crushing her, this is meant to be a reference to the death of Giles Corey, a real event which happened during the Salem witch trials. This individual had been accused of witchcraft, denied the accusations, and then refused to plead. Because he refused to plead, they decided to torture him with hard and forceful punishment to get a confession. This came in the form of gradually pressing him to death with heavy rocks and planks. His last words were supposedly, "More weight." Number 97. Kadebra's conjured light sword sounds suspiciously similar to the hum of a lightsaber. Good thing she put it away before she got into any copyright trouble. Number 98. It seems that the only survivors of the Kokentepi cult were Bufo's tadpoles. Well, for now anyway. Number 99. Wizard City features the very first post-credit scene in Adventure Time history. In it, we see the Icor-blasted Choose Goose crawl in and encounter the surviving tadpoles. Number 100. This explains why Choose Goose is evil in Fiona and Cake. He partook of the Icor of Kokentepi. Accidentally, sure, but I don't think you get to choose how you react to it. Number 101. Pep's voice actor is different from Peppermint Butler's. Steve Little voices Peppermint Butler as we know him in Adventure Time, but once he got turned into a child, Mace Montgomery Miskell took over. Number 102. Do you recognize the voice actor behind Brain Wizard? That's Sungwon Cho. Funny YouTube guy, frequent video game and anime voice actor, and Richie in the recent Canadian Insta classic Blackberry. Number 103. Apparently, Peppermint Butler cursed himself to be a host for his dark self before he got turned into a kid by the Dum Dum Juice. Number 104. In Together Again, we see a fully grown Peppermint Butler, still engaging in wizardry. Heck, he's even got access to Finn and Jake's bones for nefarious purposes. This means that young Pep fulfilled his goal of becoming a powerful wizard jerk and lived a long life. Good for him. Number 105. Peppermint Butler speaks in reverse during this sequence, and it translates to Keoth Ramapancake, the incantation used to banish Keoth. Number 106. Wizard City is the only episode of Distant Lands where Finn doesn't show up at all. No images, no mentions, nothing. Jake technically shows up, but only in a picture. Number 107. Kokentepi is one of the many monsters that existed in the world of Adventure Time before time itself, along with Orgalorg and many others. And that, my friends, is that. Math. We made it all the way through, adding up 107 more facts about Distant Lands and totaling in at 214. What a way to celebrate the outrageous additional adventures that Cartoon Network, Frederator, and HBO put together. Which episode is your favorite? Did you learn anything new today? Do you see yourself as more of a Finn or a Jake? Perhaps you're a Cinnamon Bun? Make sure you let me know down in the comments. Like this video if you liked it and subscribe for more like this. Thanks for watching, and remember, Frederator loves you.